This regulation match is scheduled for two 45-minute halves with the possibility of two 10-minute sudden victory overtime periods. The NCAA promotes good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. The NCAA, the CCIW, and Carthage thank you for your cooperation. Please focus your attention to midfield as we introduce the starting lineups.
First, for the Cobbers of Concordia Moorhead. Number 3, Sage Thornbrew. Number 12, Adam Kessler. Number 14, Michael Forston. Number 15, Luis Martinez. Number 16, Justin Flack. Number 17, Brett Wegleitner. Number 21, Alex Cusa. Number 22, Nick Corbett. Number 25, Christian Reisergord. Number 31, Alex Van Bemmelen. And number 34, Ben Glagoza. The Cobbers are coached by Ben Schneeweiss. And now the starters for the Carthage College Redmen. Number 2, Nick Huftelin. Number 3, Arnaldo Reyes. Number 4, Seamus Kaminsky. Number 5, Kevin Hilgard. Number 6, Billy Hamilton. Number 11, Taylor Pignataro. Number 17, Ryan Crane. Number 19, Otley Einerson. Number 21, Austin Bitta. Number 23, Michael Dombrowski. And number 24, Kevin Dombrowski. The Redmen are coached by Steve Doman, assisted by Andrew Gamara, Jordan Innes, and Frank Delgado.
Good evening and welcome to the campus of Carthage College. My name is Will Valise. I'm alongside the legendary Greg Pignataro. How you doing, Greg?
Oh, Will, don't make me blush over here. But it's great to be back at our Keller field where, we have some great memories from particularly the 2000 through 2012 seasons, and we're excited to see what this group can do tonight.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, tonight's matchup, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be between the home team, the Redmen of Carthage College, and the visiting team in white here will be the Cobbers of Concordia Moorhead.
Hailing all the way from Minnesota, and in an interesting bit of trivia from the 2011 season, both these teams were paired up in the one of the quadrants for the first round of the NCAA tournament in the Rock Bowl at Loris. Concordia eventually going down 2-0 to the hosts Loris, and Carthage College losing a hard-fought 1-0 game to eventual national runners-up Calvin College, who ended up, like I said, going on that great run. And so hopefully these two teams are hoping to get back to the heady heights of 2011, and the journey starts here.
Yes, absolutely beautiful night to play soccer.
Oh, absolutely. It's making me miss it already. And the Redmen with some early possession. I'm looking at what formation the Redmen are lining up in here. It looks like we're playing 3 across the back with Taylor Pignataro, my dear brother, in the stopper role in front of him. And it looks like 4 across the midfield, and then Kevin Dombrowski and maybe Austin Bitta up front, but we'll have to see how it develops as we go along.
Some earlier possession here by Moorhead.
Being pinged back into their own end pretty well. Some outside pressure from Hilgard.
It's going to be picked up by Pignataro. Slung over to the right.
Now, Kaminsky's one of the many transfers and newcomers on the team right now. I think currently starting, we only have about 4 or 5 returning players from last year, and that'd be Dombrowski, Hilgard, Pignataro, and Hamilton.
By Moorhead. Some confusion at the back.
It's a good win by Reyes, though. settled by Einerson, another transfer just coming to us down the road from Parkside out to Dombrowski. Bogart, Pignataro, and Hamilton. Looks like we're experiencing some technical difficulties, so bear with us here.
This is Dombrowski on the left side. Younger one, his older brother does play up top. Back to Einerson. Long ball slung forward. Looking for Reyes.
Good battle. It looks like it might be going out for a corner kick for Carthage. Hamilton to swing it in. Now these set pieces are an area that, would you say, we've never been particularly strong on at Carthage, not getting a whole lot of goals from corner kicks, but what would you say, Will?
No, not particularly. Don't have the tallest team in the world. You know, set pieces are a very crucial part of the game, and you know, when you have these early opportunities like these, you really need to capitalize on them.
We'll see how that develops as the game goes on. Nice move by Beta to cut inside, whips in the ball to nobody. Unfortunately, too far along, but Reyes is challenging. Good spell of early pressure from the Redmen.
Out for a Moorhead throw. Slung forward for Beta to Reyes on the right. Forward for Hamilton. Ball crosses cutout. Into the grateful hands of the Moorhead keeper. Early release on the throw. Dombrowski cleans up to Pignataro. Hamilton. Trying to thread the through Dombrowski. Still Hamilton.
And that's good that he's looking for that. In some of the earlier games I watched this season for Carthage, we've been missing that final killer ball. So as long as he's looking to play that through the back, I think that's a good sign.
Be out for Redmond throw. In quickly to Crane. Headed away. Pignataro cleans up, and out to Hamilton.
Some good one-touch passing by Carthage.
Crane in the middle here, powering forward.
Referee calls play on. Good battle. Ball won by Einerson, out to Kaminsky. Oh, great ball through to can Reyes get there.
Good cutback, oh, just out. Be Moorhead, goal kick.
So this is going to be Ben Glagoza with the goal kick for the Cobbers.
Pignataro in the middle with that header. We've seen a lot from him, haven't we, Greg? Your brother there.
Yeah, we
great
sure,
in the air.
We sure have. I've been really impressed with his ability to win the aerial balls, especially because he was only converted to a defensive type player when he came into college. I was always used to him being in a more attack-minded center midfielder playing with him growing up, and I think he's adapted very well to this role. And as you'll see, he rarely loses a head ball in the middle.
Right. Free kick for Carthage, about 30 out.
I've watched Kaminsky, and he can deliver a very good ball off these set pieces and be very dangerous. We just need somebody to get on the end of it. Keep a particular eye out for the two Dombrowski brothers. They can both jump out of the gym.
Serve far.
Good ball, settled by Reyes. And good defense
Play on.
there from
Maybe a counter-attack opportunity for Moorhead. Ball played out wide. Einerson pursuing.
Oh, bit of a
That'll be a foul. Very close to the technical area.
Thornbrush foul by Einerson. Let's see. It looks like it's going to be Alexandre Sayusa to whip this ball in.
Now, Carthage has struggled with defending set pieces in the past, so we'll see if we have any improvement on that end.
I do believe this is something they've been working on, which was much necessary, as I'm sure you and I can agree from last year.
Absolutely.
The majority of the goals we conceded were set pieces. We'll see what they can do here. And my correction, it looks like this is going to be Justin Flack to swing it in.
Everyone back for the red men.
Well cleared out by Einerson. Oh.
Follow back in. That'll be a Carthage goal kick. So Greg, so far in this season, even though it is early, we've seen some fairly back and forth results from the red men. 2 trips out west, comprised of a win and a loss each. Those sandwiched a 3-1 home decision over Benedictine, the red men's home opener. What do you think the red men need to do to see some more consistent victories?
Well, interestingly enough, both of their losses out west came at the first game of a weekend back-to-back. So I don't think we can blame tiredness or fatigue for their poor results in the first match. But I think the real key is going to be turning into some of their possession into goals, because they've dominated that statistic in pretty much every game they played. I believe they've handily outshot opponents in all 6 matches thus far this season. But unlike last year, when I believe we had the 3rd highest scoring offense in the country, maybe it was even 2nd, they haven't been able to consistently put the ball in the back of the net. So I think that's something that we got to work on, is being a little bit more clinical when those chances come. And good strength from Hilgard there, up the line to Bitta. So yeah, that would be the main thing that I think is a concern thus far. But like I said, it's early, and they're going to work on that. And I think it's all, with so many new players, it's just going to be an issue of can they gel together. And so
Shot on goal by the Cobbers. Easily taken by Huftelin, Carthage netminder.
So I do believe that they'll figure this out pretty soon. Also, too, it's difficult with 5 out of 6 games having been on the road thus far. I think 4-2 is not a bad start. I'm sure they'd love to be 6-0, but with so many newcomers, I think you can have to be fairly satisfied with their ad so far. And this is all preparation for the grueling CCIW slate. They actually have all 7 conference games in a row this year, not broken it up, and some fancy footwork from Pignataro there, switching the ball to Kaminsky.
Kaminsky finds Hamilton in the middle to Pignataro again. Back to Dombrowski. Sloppy pass there, picked off. Back with Crane.
Cleaned up by Einerson back there. Crane, his former teammate at Parkside, another one of the transfers that we were talking about. Goes to Browski, finding his brother.
Hamilton. Dombrowski.
Back to Hamilton. And cleared up the line by Cayusa.
Crane. Hamilton.
Oh, brilliant
Looking for
through ball
Hilgard.
down to Hilgard, and well cleaned up by the Moorhead defender. Number 16, Justin Flack.
Hamilton. Switching fields. Kaminsky. Long ball in.
Headed down by Hamilton. Reyes, can he turn? In the end, scuffs the shot, easily taken by Glagosa. Very strong goal kick from the freshman. Now, that's impressive. You don't see a freshman starting in goal too often. But he's done a solid job so far.
Anderson long. Possession maintained by Moorhead.
And Wells shielded out by the Carthage defense there. Huftelin coming with the goal kick. Not too many clear-cut chances so far, wouldn't you say, Will? It's been a tight midfield battle.
Absolutely, and for the excitement of the game, we're going to hope it opens up a little bit. Dombrowski with
Nice
some fancy
turn
moves.
there.
Pinataro. Kaminsky. Going long. Reyes in pursuit.
Looks like he's going to be shielded out. Careful not to get a foul there. So they're resorting to long balls a little bit right now, although I'd say they are maintaining possession fairly well in the midfield. But I think, like we discussed earlier with that one run from Hamilton, we do need some more of that killer ball. So we need that movement from the forwards if we're going to see Carthage get any successful attempts on goal here.
About 13 minutes in, here on Keller Field.
Yes,
So
because we
zeros.
understand those of you watching from home don't have the luxury of a time clock, so you can rely on us for that. We are just entering the 14th minute as Hilgard races towards goal, then easily taken by Glagosa in the end, but an encouraging start from the outside back.
Punted long. Dombrowski forward.
That was Reiser Gord with the ball. Well defended by Einerson. And long shot coming from Thornbrush.
Hamilton. Finds a switch to Hilgard. Easy pickings for Concordia's goalie. Still pretty tight knit, wouldn't you say, Greg?
Yeah, I would. I mean, like we said, not too many clear-cut chances either way as Pinataro wins the head ball up, but that's pretty common in the early stages of a game like this, especially with two teams who don't know each other very well, just kind of trying to feel out each other's style, and there goes Hamilton through the middle. So I think we will see the game start to open up a bit as we get in past the first half hour. Some good work on the side there from Brett Welgneitner. Defended by Dombrowski and Hilgard, and eventually goes out for a Redmen throw.
Dombrowski to Pinataro.
Finds Hamilton checking in the middle, and there he goes, one of his trademark slaloming runs. Whoop! Oh, and he eventually loses out to the Moorhead defense.
Cleared out for a Carthage throw. Pinataro turns. Good run by him.
Well
Hamilton
taken
to
by
Dombrowski. A little bit of a tumble.
referee waves play on. Probably a good call in the end.
Crane. Good look there. Just on the end of that pass. Moorhead goal kick. Pinataro once again dominating in the air. Dombrowski.
A bit of a heavy touch from the freshman there. Carthage has to be careful here. Well cut out by Einerson. Well done. That was a real danger, 3-on-2. And can they counter? Oh, silky smooth touch from Dombrowski. But in the end, it comes to nothing.
Moorhead looking to push forward now. Switch is on.
Luis Martinez with the ball.
Well done by Hilgard. Anderson pokes away. And we got our sides there. Huffed alone with the kick.
The final of the junior transfers from Parkside. The ball rests with Kaminsky back here on the right outside back position. Back to Hoftelin.
To Dombrowski on the left. Anderson. Kaminsky. Twisting and turning Hamilton. One back Moorhead. Back to the goalie. Played long in and out for Moorhead throw. One by Hamilton. A little bit of a forced pass there.
Rather uncharacteristic of Hamilton, I would say.
Very possession-oriented player, Billy Hamilton. Crane pokes away.
Very calm on the ball, especially for a freshman, wouldn't you say about Dombrowski? I mean, Will, tell us a little bit about your experience. I think you started as an outside back your freshman year.
Yeah, well, it's a delicate balance to find. You know, you have to find your balance between knowing when to boot it long and when to maintain possession, and it's a struggle every game, depending on how your teammates are playing, how the opposition is playing. You know, it's you have to figure the game out. You have to feel it out.
Yeah, I would agree, and I think a lot of the times the reason you see more upperclassmen starting in defensive positions is because mistakes are much more costly. You know, as a young player, you're very prone to make mistakes. Like, that's the game of soccer. That's how it happens, and it's much more costly to the team when an outside back lets his man go versus a freshman forward, you know, scuffing a shot, or an outside mid putting in a bad cross.
Absolutely. Corner kick for the Redmen here. About 20 minutes in. Hamilton to take.
It looks like we don't have a natural lefty on the field at the moment in an attacking position, so this will be an outswinger.
And a goal! That's Kevin Hilgard's. Great header.
Well done from the outside back there. That'll be good for Kevin. Well done.
Great delivery by Hamilton, and great upstart by Hilgard.
Brilliant. We may have jinxed them in the opposite way earlier when we said so. Carthage doesn't score off corner kicks. The commentator's curse, eh?
Yeah. So the Redmen drop first blood about
20 minutes into the match.
20 minutes in the match.
Good start. And Hilgard, you can see that, always energized by a goal, and he goes on another run. Finds Bitta there, through ball to Hamilton. Shouldered off the ball. Good defending there by Moorhead. And we apologize to our Moorhead viewers for not having memorized the names earlier today. We'll do our best.
Pinatar controls. Dombrowski. Kaminsky. Played long. Intercepted.
Good clearing header there from the Moorhead defense.
Craner Dombrowski. Foul called there. Quickly played back. Anderson. Kaminsky. Dombrowski. Anderson.
And those bright orange boots of his.
Never really my style. More of a black and white guy.
I suppose, but when you find one of the last existing pairs of the old Total 90s, you're going to take them.
I suppose so.
Can't believe they discontinued that shoe line, Will. Oh,
Dombrowski
really?
in pursuit. Bearing down on goal. Dombrowski. Hamilton. Goalie out. And just over. That was Reyes with the header, I believe.
Again, that's some nice, incisive attacking play from Carthage. We like to see a little bit more of that.
Well done by Hamilton to put it back in.
Yeah, some great speed. Deceptively quick, Billy
Yes,
Hamilton,
absolutely.
would you say.
Yeah. Goes along.
It looks like we have a substitution for Carthage. Alexander Marquise into the game. It was good to see Hilgert get his name on the score sheet because until this week with Carthage's 1-0 win over St. Norbert's when Ryan Crane scored, only Marquise and Dombrowski had scored for Carthage so far this year. And I would say one of the strengths of past teams has been the ability to spread the goal scoring around.
Good to see a little change up there.
Shoulder bump from Einerson there. Ball easily taken by Huftelin.
Out to Dombrowski. Space to work with. Looks for Marquise. Given away. Look back to Hilgard's. Flag is up. Offside flag raised there on Hilgard.
And now we're about halfway through the first half, just over. Carthage leading 1-0. Goal by Hilgard in the 20th minute of corner kick, assist by Hamilton.
Played long by Gogoza. Pinataro's up. Rez forward. Reyes taking it up. Space to work with. A shot. Looks like I took a deflection. Nope. Just a goal kick.
Scuffed wide. And he had a couple players in support there. I wonder if Coach Doman will be having some words of encouragement for him on this side.
Two Redmond subs here. Looks like co-captain Leogas, Drew Leogas, and Michael had coming in.
Leogas entering the match, outside mid, very technical, very fast player, was all region for Carthage last year. It's good to get him back for his senior year.
Absolutely.
And Michael Heika also coming on to the left side at outside back.
Dombrowski to a switch to the right.
See if those two can forge a good partnership out there. Now we have our two left-sided or left-footed players back onto the field.
Hilgard.
Good touch to Crane.
Out to Hamilton. Quick play by him.
Ball's glued to his feet there.
Absolutely. Pinataro to Heika.
Always frustrating to defend against him in training.
Absolutely.
Good turn by Pinataro.
Heika.
Sees Marquise checking the ball, finds Leogas. They're really crowding him out on that left side there. I think Drew's experienced that in a lot of games so far this season. I mean, being all region, your name's going to be up on the board for the other team at the start of the game, and they're not been giving him a whole lot of space so far. Heika cleans up the error from Einerson there, but we still have to be careful. Back to Huftelin, cleared out. It's going to be a throw in a dangerous position for Moorhead. Throw in to be taken by Sage Thornbrew.
Hamilton out. Crane.
Nice touch there.
Dolomis.
Stefano, a sophomore this year, didn't see a whole lot of action last year, but in the games I've seen thus far, he's been one of Carthage's most dangerous attacking players. Very technical player, good with the ball at his feet, has some footwork that can leave the defenders in the dust there, so we'll see how he does here as the ball is cleared out of bounds by Reisergord.
It's great to see Dolomis and players like him really come into their own. relatively quiet last year, but always been a very talented player, and it's great to see that really come out.
Good combination down there from Marquise and Yogis. Said Hilgart working to keep it in. It's going to be a Redmen throw. Hilgart with a long throw here. That's a new weapon for Carthage this year.
Yeah, I haven't seen that before.
Well taken by Glagosa. Now the long throw, popularized by Rory Delap of Southampton of the English Premier League, has rapidly become one of the most popular plays in Division III soccer. To me, not for the best either. What's your opinion on that, Will?
Well, you look at what damage it can do as far as in terms of, say, Hope College, who had a great long throw, and it was almost like a corner kick wherever they were in the opposing team's half. So, it has its advantages as far as the game goes, the way the game's played. It could be detrimental as far as confusing when the ball's going all the way almost into the goal.
It just seems to me to hurt the flow of the game a little bit. It's more like it doesn't surprise me at all that it's very popular in the American game. This
Absolutely.
seems more something that would be better on a football field. But it's the reality of the game. You got to be able to defend it, and if you have it, you might as well use it, because if you have a player who can drop the ball on the 6 from the flank there, that is a very dangerous play. And it looks like Pinataro or Haika to line up for the free kick into the wall from Haika. Uncharacteristic of him, he has 5 free kick goals in the last 3 years. Very impressive from an outside back, including the winner 2 games ago against Whitman College in the 88th minute. Near post free kick from the lefty. Very dangerous on those set pieces. All right, goal kick coming from Glagosa. Header won by Leokis. Pinataro looks like he was going to win the ball, loses out to a Concordia midfielder. Good header out from Einerson. Oh, that looks like it's going to be a foul on Carthage on Dolomis. Heck down Maclagosa there. Another, looks like a pair of brothers for Concordia Moorhead. And Carthage has quite the tradition of brothers there, Will, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. I played with my fair share. There's a junior brother, for example. Thinking back in the past, the 2 Tianish brothers recently, Milan and Petar. And then the Dabrowskis as well.
Current set. And the Koshpin brothers, who we both played with, I believe it's something like Steve's coached 17 sets of brothers in his 21 years as head coach of the Carthage College men's soccer team.
Very family-friendly place, Carthage.
I would say so. Thornborough with a long throw. One out by Einerson. And there goes Hilgard, plays the ball up to Marquise with that blistering pace of his, little Venezuelan. Foul on Pinataro. Looks like there might be a yellow card coming here. It's a late challenge. Being beckoned by the referee for a yellow card. Might be a little harsh at the early stages of the game for a tackle like that. Doesn't look like there was any malicious intent, but I might be a little bit biased admittedly.
You can never really tell those Pinataros, can you, Greg?
Biased both that it's brother and, a habit of picking up the occasional yellow card in my playing days.
Nothing wrong with that.
And as is tradition, Steve Doman subs out the yellow carded player. Corner kick coming for the Cobbers. Be taken by Glagosa. Oh, good ball in there to the back post. Dombrowski chases, shoulder to shoulder. Looks like it'll be out on Carthage. Now it'll be interesting to see how Carthage copes without Pinataro's aerial prowess for the rest of this half. They usually do well with him winning the head balls. The long throw comes in, cleared out by Einerson, only as far as Moorhead. Caught easily in the end there by Hoftelin. Leaves the punt a little bit short. Dombrowski has to scramble to recover, contains his man. Doesn't have a whole lot of options going forward, and good block in the end from the freshman. Throw in for Moorhead. Good touch from Glagosa. Forces Moorhead back. We see Hamilton and Marquise pressuring up top. Ball is forced through the middle and cleaned up by Einerson. Booted long. Hoftelin comes to take. Settles the ball with his feet there. Very nonchalant. I think the crowd didn't realize that he knew a Concordia player was coming, and here's Leoga streaking up the left side, finds Marquise. Good 1-2, misses Hamilton. Looks like another Carthage substitution coming here. Looks to be Erhan Şalayan for Hilgard. Is that the correct Turkish pronunciation there, Will?
Oh, God. You got me there. I think it's Şalayan.
Well, that's what we're going to go with for now. Leogas finds Hamilton, played up to Marquise. Good close control from him there. Back out wide to Leogas, can't keep the ball in. A little bit sloppy from Carthage right there. Hamilton wins to Marquise, finds himself alone. Will he shoot? And just over and wide. Well, more than just over, but it happens.
Yeah.
It also looks like for Carthage, the one who entered in the game for Pinataro was Jeremy Valinsky, a freshman, and some good work here from Thornbrew. Oh, good through ball, but taken. Oh, good clearance off the 6 by Heika. Headed over after Hoftelin was stranded, and then there was no empty net.
Great work, though, by Heika to be in the right place at the right time. You have to say for Hoftelin, if you're going to come out and make that risky challenge, you got to hold on the ball.
Yep, I thought he was going to have it, but it looks like it dropped to, I believe it was Martinez. Now a corner kick coming from Glagosa. And they say a goal line clearance like that is as good as a goal. And we'll see if that holds up. Still have to defend this corner. Heika zonal marking in the 6. Everyone else looks like a free ball to the near post, but well cleared out by Dolomis. Taken by Şalayan. Throw in for the Cobbers.
Şalayan coming up in an injury, is that right?
Yeah, I believe it was tweaked to an ACL. He missed the beginning of this season, but he looks to be in good fitness. Oh, cleared out, very shallow. Again, only as far to the top of the box by Heika. Carthage scrambling a little bit here, saved by the offside flag. And those dangerouses up the middle or those clearances up the middle are pretty dangerous. As we've seen even at the top level, some of the most spectacular goals we've seen are volleys that come from a clearance that only goes about, to the top of the 18. At this level, you might not be punished for it as much as, say like the international level when the players are technically good enough to put those volleys in the back of the net, but still something you want to avoid. And Hamilton comes, works the ball out to Leogas. Again, he's been a little bit of an isolated figure, but he maintains possession there. Hamilton dribbling again. Back puts Heike under pressure. And back to Einerson, and it looks like they weather the storm there. Dombrowski at the right midfield, or right back position, cleared long. Possession taken by Glagosa. Will, you would never have played a ball like that back in your day, would you?
Absolutely not.
Demanded perfection at all times. But he's a freshman. We can forgive him, and he's played very well so far. Hoftelin under no pressure, just stands on the ball, looking for someone to move, which we don't see much movement at the time. Imagine as a defensive player, that's fairly frustrating, wouldn't you say, Will, when the attackers aren't moving, giving any options?
Yeah, absolutely. For those possession-oriented defenders, it's really difficult to find
those
that
exist,
best.
huh?
They do exist. They do. I'd like to think of myself as one, you know,
I'd
we're a
agree
rare
with
breed,
that.
but you need us. You need a handful of us every now and then.
You absolutely do. But all that back and forth running is so tiring. And the ball is won by Hamilton. Chalayan takes possession, streaking forward. Good hold off there, and an excellent through ball to Marquise. Can he find Leogas wide? Cut in under the favorite left foot. Oh, he gets to the byline. Can he whip in the ball? Blocked. Finds Crane to the top of the box. Valinsky, left foot. Oh, just wide. Good hit from the freshman, though. Well done. That was a little bit better from Carthage there. Good work by Leogas down at the byline.
That transition along the top of the box can be key to getting those goals Carthage needs.
Yes, well said. They, you know, for all the possession they maintain in the middle third, it's good to see them keep the ball a little bit on the attacking third, be patient with it, not force too many things. Ball thrown out by Dombrowski. Good touch from Crane there. Valinsky loses possession. Here comes Martinez. Oh, good turn from Crane. So smooth on the ball. Could have used him last year, huh? There goes Marquise. Played up by Garcia, entering the game. And it's going to be another corner kick for Carthage. This time going to be an in-swinger from Heike, the lefty. Now, Will, tell us, you know, you weren't too much in the box on attacking corner kicks, but just what do you prefer, in-swingers or out-swingers?
I think the outswinger can kind of give you that pace running into it, and you know, coming onto a ball with a pace, heading it like that, can make for a firmer effort and goal.
Firmer connection. Now, good ball in by Heike, headed it, cleared out. Easily taken by Glagosa again. And the ball is miscontrolled by Moorhead, and it's going to be another throw-in for Carthage. There's Garcia to Dolomis, and play stopped by the referee. Looks like another substitution coming. Valinsky's going to be off. Who's coming on? Looks like Christian Harvey. Christian Harvey, this senior.
Harvey scored a very famous goal, if I remember.
Arguably the most famous in Carthage history, I would say, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Won the conference tournament, took Carthage to the national tournament with that goal.
Dramatic overtime winner over North Park.
That's how we did things back in the day.
2011.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
One too many overtime games, don't you think?
Listen to us, you know. Two washed-up has-beens reminiscing on the glory days. But, yeah, one too many overtime games, but, you know, why be boring?
Yeah.
Who wants to win in normal time anyway? Not nearly as acceptable to rush the field in those circumstances.
Right.
And, it was a record crowd for Art Keller Field that night at almost 1,000 people, but looks like we have a fairly healthy crowd tonight too. Maybe not as strong as the home opener that we both attended. I believe there were almost 500 people in attendance for a home game, non-conference game. That's pretty good.
That's great.
We have Heike working the ball out to Einerson. Finds Leogas out wide. Rare poor touch from him. Headed out, cleared out by Haika. Crane shoulders the ball to Garcia. Two crafty players in the middle there can come up with a good partnership and some good, hometown bias. I don't think that ball had entirely crossed the line. But the referees have a tough job, you know, I don't envy them.
Absolutely not. And Greg, wouldn't you say a goal at this point could swing the game in favor of either team?
Yeah, absolutely. Whichever team, you know, scores in that vital last 5 minutes, they say that's the best time to get a goal. But, you know, Will, what would you say is a bad time to get a goal?
Good point.
In a soccer game?
Yeah.
Maybe down 3-0 in second half stoppage time, but
something like that.
Haika plays the ball across to Dombrowski. He keeps it in under a little bit of pressure there from Thornbrew. Finds Dolomis had a bit of a quiet first half. I'd like to see him running at a few more players like he was doing over the Portland trip. Ball played out to Haika, looking long for Marquise, and despite his pace, can't keep it in there. Now, what do you think Doman is going to have to say to his team at halftime here? Do you think he's going to be relatively pleased with the way the team's played so far?
I'd say so. Definitely some things to improve upon, but I think overall good performance for 45 minutes. I think Carthage could be more urgent in that search for the killer goal to kind of put this game away.
By Crane. So what do you think is the main thing that they need to improve on for the second half? As the ball is taken by Crane, played out to Leogas. Good one touch there from Chelan, but ended up taken out by Moorhead defender. But good win back from Chelan, and now Carthage can counter. Here's Marquise with a back heel flick, but the ball ends up with Crane. Long shot. Oh, just wide. That would have been pretty spectacular, huh?
Yeah. Good effort there by Crane.
Some slick ball movement there.
Difficult technique.
Yeah, the ball slicing wide in the end. And streaking up the left side there is Moorhead. Looks like that was Michael Forston, and he takes the throw in now. He's going to have another throw in about 10 yards advanced.
In fact, as we were discussing, it's a short season, always is. Regular season's about quarter of the way over.
Be a third over after tonight's match.
Wow. Well, do you think it's getting to crunch time? Time to iron out those kinks for both teams? Time to really figure out what works best for you and to implement it the right way?
You know, I would say yes. I think that obviously vital time is conference because the NCAA places so much of an emphasis on the conference season with only 20 non-conference winners out of about 400 qualifying for. And there ends up being a goal for Brett Wegleitner for the Cobbers right on the stroke of halftime there. Ball swung in, unmarked at the back post, one-touch side netting past Hufflin. Not much he could do about that. Some rather poor marking from the Redmen, wouldn't you say? And
like I said, that could swing in favor of the Cobbers. Coach Doman will not be happy with that one.
No, he will not because, you know, it's been a fairly dominant performance from Carthage so far. I'd say that was only a handball from Harvey there. I would say that was only about their second shot on goal. Haven't had much of the possession, but the only statistic that really matters in this game is the number of goals. 13 seconds left in the half here. Ball is swung in by Justin Flack. Well taken by Huffdalen, and that should do us for the first half. Probably send it long to close us out. A bit of frustration in that punt there. You never like to concede a goal inside the last minute of a half. So that looks to have energized the Cobbers. They may have been a little demoralized thus far, so it looks all to play for in the second half.
Absolutely. You know, this might open things a little bit. Carthage had opportunities to close in the first half. They didn't. Cobbers are on the board, and we got ourselves a game.
Yeah. Reminds me of our precious Gunners this morning.
Oh,
Had
yeah.
So
Arsenal.
many chances in the first half. This will be a shout out to all you Arsenal fans listening. We approve wherever you may be. So who's going to be our Ramsey in the second half?
I'd say Dombrowski has had a pretty good game, and I really think he could have that surge that he's had in the past as a sub, and hopefully give the Redmen some spark.
Yeah, I'd like to see a little more from him too. He hasn't necessarily been getting the service, but that's something that we need to find. I mean, this would be, if he doesn't score today, that'd be his 4th consecutive game without a goal, and that is quite the drought from his standards, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. I believe Dombrowski's on track to be the 3rd highest scorer in Carthage history.
He'd be definitely in the top 3. If he has a prolific season this year and next year, he could become the all-time leading scorer. He started out his career well with 10 goals as a freshman, which is very impressive at this level, and I don't think he went more than 3 games without a goal that entire season. And last year, matched it with 10 and had 5 in the first 3 games this season so far, but has been quiet since then.
Very impressive tallies for a young guy.
He's a junior now.
Yeah, I guess he's getting old. Not as old as us, though.
Well, ain't that the truth?
Yep.
So we have about 13 and a half minutes remaining of the halftime intermission. We want to say thank you to those of us who've been listening so far. We are probably going to take about a 5-minute break, maybe 10-minute break, and come back to you before the start of the second half. But just before we go, a little bit of a summary for those of you who may be turning in now. We had as 1-1 at halftime, a goal from Hilgard, assisted by Hamilton from a corner kick in the 20th minute. And then in the final minute of the first half, that was a goal. Did I believe we say that was Wegleitner who got the goal for Moorhead right at the end there. And so this would be Greg Pignataro and Will Belize signing off until the second half. We'll be right back with you. All right, this is Greg Pignataro, Will Belize back with you for the second half. See if maybe we can get some first half highlights for you. We're not sure those are going to be ready in time, so just bear with us here. And here we go. We see the first goal from Hilgard there. Brilliant header off a corner kick from Hamilton. And that was the first score of the match for the Carthage Redmen. It was second best chance. Hamilton steals in, whips in across for Reyes, just headed over the top. And next we have a breakaway by Moorhead. Ball cleared off the line by Haika. Definitely goal bound there. Good save from him. We have Valinsky, freshman midfielder, with a long shot from the outside, just wide. Next one we're going to see is Ryan Crane's volley from the top of the box, slicing wide, but a good chance from him. And then finally we should see Moorhead's goal off the long throw. That was Wegleitner, unmarked, hit the back post here off the flick on. Easy touch, good finish there. And we have the start of the second half for you right now. So, Will, what do you think Coach Doman had to say to his charges at halftime there? Probably needed a bit of a pep talk after conceding that late goal.
Yeah, well, that can always be a sucker punch, and I don't think Coach Doman would have been too happy with conceding that goal, especially with the lack of marking, blatant lack of marking that led up to it. You have to say that the Redmen are going to have to exploit some of the dominance they showed in the first half, but didn't really take advantage of, and hopefully they can convert that into some goals and get a lead, maintain it. Definitely capable of putting several goals on the board. That being said, I think you really have to be careful with this Concordia team. I think that they are dangerous on the counterattack, and that could really cause problems for Carthage if they have slack defending as they did for the first goal.
Well said, well said. So it looks like the starters for the second half are going to be Marquise and Dombrowski up top, Leogas and Reyes out wide. Hamilton, great through ball, and referee waves play on as Marquise may have been fouled there, but it looked like a little bit soft. And we have Hamilton at the center mid alongside Pignataro back in after the yellow card. And then the back line is going to be Einerson, Haika, and Kaminsky, and Hilgard.
It's like play pulled back for a foul.
We can't really tell which way this one's going right now, but it looks like it was going to be a foul for the late challenge on Kaminsky. And he's going to try to drop this one in the box. He's got quite a strong leg there, but he elects to play it short to Hamilton. Hamilton controls the ball, finds Einerson in the back, switches wide to Heika. Plenty of time for him here, but it's given away. Coach Doman won't be too happy with that one.
Speaking of Billy Hamilton, as you just were, now in these past years we saw Billy Hamilton as pretty much the fulcrum of the Carthage midfield, and by that respect pretty much the fulcrum of the Carthage team in general.
Agreed.
Great player, left to right, great foot skills, good speed, just great feet overall, and a lot of soccer intelligence. Have we seen that from Hamilton this season, or is he a little bit more reserved than he has been, say, when he won when he received those all-conference honors?
It was almost a unanimous first-team all-conference as a sophomore. You know, he holds himself to an extremely high standard when it comes to the game like this here, so I think he may have been disappointed not to get his name on a score sheet so far. But the thing we've seen from Billy is, you know, he's maintaining possession. We'd just like to see him run at players a little bit more because, you know, he's so dangerous with the ball glued to his feet like that. If anybody can provide the killer ball, it's going to be Billy Hamilton. Looks like a call, late foul here. Michael Forston fouled, and it's going to be Nick Corbitz with the kick. Sent long here. Heika challenges, but ball is flicked on by Weglander, and looks like it's going to be a foul at the top of the box. Or, my apologies, maybe it was offsides call.
Looks like offsides.
Yeah. Goal kick sent long by Huftelin. Good leap from the Ogas, can't win it. Hamilton steals onto the ball, tries to find Reyes, ball's intercepted. Here comes Kaminsky. Well done to shield the ball out from Thornbrew.
Now, as we talked about before, Greg, I mentioned you know, tightening the screws and getting everything well-oiled and well-versed for the important games coming up.
Reyes
now, all games
fouled
are
there.
important. All games are important, but you know, conference is coming up pretty soon for Carthage,
A portion of this event was lost due to technical difficulties while recording. Our apologies for the inconvenience. We now return to the event after the problem was resolved.
About an extra 15 yards on that one from where it should have been thrown in. Can't blame you for trying, though. Then Taylor takes the throw in, turns, loses the ball here. Can he recover? Pinataro, my mistake. No. I can call my brother by his first name. And well done by Heika there to clean it up. Hilgard's running up the left side, almost finds Marquise. I think they're going to call that ball out of bounds. Yes, they are. Going to be a throw in for Moorhead. Flicked on by Matthew Folks there. Ball is won by Hilgard. Played the ball up to Hamilton. Can he keep it in? Just not quite. Good ball, though.
Time taken away for Carthage if they want to find a winner. And I have to say, I'm really looking for some more creativity around the box from Carthage, some 1-2s, some kind of combination. I feel like long shots, balls over the top, definitely create some opportunities, but I feel like this team, as possession-oriented team, does have the ability to put together that little tiki-taka pass that might be able to get them one-on-one with the goalie.
I agree. They look a little bereft of ideas at the moment in the final third. But this is something they can definitely turn around, and I would be surprised if we don't see the introduction of the elder Dombrowski pretty soon, wouldn't you, coming in the last 15 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, this is the time when he's shown in the past.
Debo time,
Debo time,
as it's
that's
affectionately known.
Yes, as we've called it. And yeah, this is when he really proved his worth, and Redmond will be looking for him to do the same here. The other end of the field, I don't think Huftelin's had much to do. That being said, like I've said in the past, Really does need to stay on his toes and make sure that he is warm when he's called upon.
Dolomis is reintroduced for Reyes. See if he can be a menace up that right-hand side here. Throws the ball to Bitta. Whipped across and taken by Glagosa, who starts the counter. Heike comes to win the ball. Good touch from him. Can he beat two? Second defender, no, and whips it long to Wegleitner. It's a straight foot race between him and Einerson right now. Looks like a little bit of pushing. He's going to be careful. I think that's about his third or fourth foul like that down there. He's probably going to get a card at some
looks
point.
Like the ref has noticed.
Referee has had enough. And Wegleitner does go into the book here with 14 minutes remaining. Got to be careful with that. He's been their main offensive threat so far, so it'd be a shame to lose him if he gets another one. So he's going to have to watch himself a little bit.
Everyone should make sure they tune in tomorrow. The Redmen taking on the Foresters of Lake Forest College. That'll be another 7 p.m. contest.
Yes, indeed. We play host to the Foresters. We played last year. It was a 3-1 win for Carthage when against a NCAA tournament qualifying team, the Foresters. This should be another good contest here. Both teams coming off the second part of a back-to-back here. That was the crowd doesn't like the shoulder-to-shoulder challenge there, but that looked fairly legal to me, didn't you?
Yeah, nothing wrong with the little push.
Dolomis doesn't look too bothered by it. He can take it and dish it out there.
Now you'd have to say Lake Forest is a tricky contest. I believe their leading scorer also happened to be one of the leading scorers in the nation at the D3 level.
Last year he was, I believe.
Yeah, the leading scorer.
Mahir Mamlet Ziha, something like that. My apologies, Mahi, if I butchered your name.
But he'll be
quite a handful.
Yeah, his senior year, and he'll definitely be looking to repeat his accomplishments last year.
I believe 23 goals or giveaway. And the ball is put over by Wegleitner. That was not.
Looked like a save by Huffelin.
I think that is what the referee is going to call.
And you'd have to say pretty drastic defensive mistake right there.
Yeah.
You know, giveaways like that.
And the referee is actually going to say that the ball went straight over.
Moorhead won't be happy with that.
No, I'm sure they will not be, but that's the human error portion of the game. Some good sportsmanship there from Moorhead to give the ball to Huffelin instead of just making him come out to the corner flag and get it, so good stuff there. Sportsmanship isn't dead, huh, Will?
No. I think they
Good
actually give
ball over the
awards
top.
out for it. I think they do give a Sportsman of the Year award, at least for Wisconsin.
For Wisconsin, I think they do. Do you happen to know who won that in, do you say maybe the 2012 season? I believe it was one William Valise. He personally had a pretty crowded awards cabinet that year.
You're making me blush.
You know.
Didn't get a certificate for that one, though. No Sportsman of the Year certificate.
Really, that
Still waiting
surprises
for that,
me.
Yeah.
Pinataro challenges. Oh, good work done to keep it in there with the slide, those long legs of his. Marquise plays the ball through to Dolomis at the byline. Can he get there, whip it across? Yes, he can, and it's out for a corner.
Great work by Pinataro to start that move. Really coming to his own as a captain.
Yeah, he has.
Looks good with that captain span on.
Yeah, not quite as good as older brother, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, right.
This would be the third straight year of a Pinataro captain here. We got a little dynasty going on.
Yeah, and then fourth next year, perhaps?
Let's hope so.
Let's hope so.
And the corner kick to be taken by Heike, I believe. Making sure his shoes are adjusted there. Prefers the Legends himself. And I was really a fan of the Ronaldinho shoes. And he whips the ball in. Good ball. Well punched by Glagosa. Headed back in by Crane. Doesn't quite get to it. Pinataro takes the ball going forward. A low shot, easily saved by Glagosa there. He sits on the ball. You know, I think the 6-second rule has really just been effectively abolished, wouldn't you say?
I would say so. You know, it really depends on the circumstances as well.
Oh, a poor giveaway there from Moorhead. Dombrowski has all day but elects to shoot from the top of the box here. Not quite what I would have expected from him, and another save from Glagosa. You know, his stats are going to look good tonight in the save column, but he, aside from the 1 or 2 quite spectacular, he hasn't had a whole lot to do, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I was expecting the Redmen to work him more, but as I was saying, you know, for him to be
Unlucky
able
touch
to
there
make
from
those
Dolomis
saves
out.
when he's called upon, that's you know, that's very important for a goalie to have.
That's true.
And you'd have to say that Dombrowski maybe should have picked a pass. I'm not sure Bitta will be too happy with him for that.
Probably not. Some words will be exchanged. We'll see. As a freshman, though, sometimes you don't always want to yell at the upperclassmen. Ball is cleared into the stands by Glagosa. Looks like some of the fans thought that was on purpose. No. Touch from Dolomis goes out of bounds. Concordia Moorhead has a chance to regroup as we get into the final 10 minutes here. Long throw by Thornbrew, flicked on by Pignataro, kept and cleared out of bounds by Einerson.
Going back to Dombrowski's opportunity, you'd have to say that there have been several severe mistakes on the defensive end for both
teams.
And you know, that's something that really needs to be cleaned up, especially as we talked about going into conference season. You know, these are mistakes that can, you know, cost a championship. Yep. So it really need to tighten the screws on that end.
We have a dangerous set piece here from the Cobbers to be swung in by Nick Corbett. Got to watch these. Ball looks like it may have been left a little bit short. But is that going to be out for a goal kick? Yes, it is. Well shielded out by Leogas. Or have they rescinded that? And it's going to be a corner kick, actually. Dolam is coming off to be replaced by Hilgard. They have to deal with an outswinging corner kick here with 8 minutes left in the match. Make sure everybody's marked tight. Looks like they're going for more of a man-to-man marking with one zonal defender, Seamus Kaminsky. Don't let his height fool you. He can jump pretty high, and he ends up winning the ball well and clearing it long. To Dombrowski, if he can keep this in, that'll be a little bit dangerous, but it's going to be too much of an ask. Ball was always slicing out wide. Unlucky there.
In these crucial last minutes, you're going to look at these set pieces that Moorhead is taking, and you're going to have to ask for better delivery than to be cut out by the first man on the near post.
Agreed. Throw in by Tetley, one by Hilgard, flicked on by Crane, taken by Reisergaard. Heike intercepts the ball, played through. Leogas is going to scramble to get onto it. It's a good turn by Moorhead there. Heike is going to try to shield the ball out of bounds, which looks like he successfully does. Throw in here. Heike throws it long. Hamilton flicks on, and we have a 3-on-2 for Carthage, and we find 3-on-3 as Hilgard joins the attack. Can Dombrowski find him wide? Will he take it himself? Yes! Oh, brilliant finish from Dombrowski. Well done. What do we say?
Isn't that
Don't
just
count him
evil?
out. Oh, man, isn't that just typical? What a brilliant finish. Step over onto his weaker left foot. Buries it side netting in the back of the net. Who does that remind you of?
Oh, couldn't tell you. Nothing comes to mind. That was Greg's traditional finish back in the day, ladies and gents. But what a great finish by Dombrowski, and
Brilliantly done. Brilliant.
Hate to toot our own horn, but didn't we call it, Greg?
I think we did. We said
that is
Dombrowski.
his game. That is.
You
what
know,
he's
are
best
we
at.
old enough? Can we bet on NCAA games now that we're not
I think it's
student
legal.
athletes?
I think we can. You know, we don't have any.
Or is that still illegal across the board? I bet it is. I'm just kidding to all those authorities listening. I would never dream of doing that.
But you know, I mean, like we talked about before, Dombrowski has that ability to get that spark, to get that surge, and I would maybe ask for a little bit more pressure from Moorhead's defense. Maybe step to him a little bit quicker. He had options to the right and left, elected to go it on his own, and you know, he was rewarded for being bold. And
Sixth goal on the season in seventh match. Well done. We said he doesn't often go 3 games or more without scoring. So in here he's making a nuisance of himself again there. Almost wins the ball. Kaminsky headed on to Pignataro. Controlled, needs to get rid of it. And he and Heike with joint effort to clean it up there. Can he send it along? The ball bounces out off a Wegleitner. Now, I was very impressed by Dombrowski there. That was about a 22-yard hit with his weaker left foot, bottom corner. Brilliant side netting. Well done.
You know, certainly not the, you know, get a knee to it and put the ball, you know, just barely over the line that we talked about before. That was a striker's goal.
Brilliant.
Through.
And he flicks the ball into Bitta. Can he keep it in play there? Looks like he can, barely, but the ball is cleaned up by the defender there only as far as Leoga's very dangerous on that left foot. Oh, that may have been a handball. The referee is calling shoulder.
Surprised the Redmen aren't asking more intensely for handball.
And you can usually judge by the player's reaction,
you know. Think so, yeah.
But from up here,
looked like a clear hand. But
looked like the arm even extended. But I think if the players didn't react to it, I guess there was no advantage there.
Right.
So we're gonna have a a corner kick here.
There's no need for the Redmen to force the issue now.
No, it looks like they're gonna play it short.
A little bit of milking the clock would come into play now.
Is that Hamilton with the right-footed delivery? Crane. Riser guard make a connection there. Wegleitner gets the ball, pressured by two defenders, plays it back. It's a Tetley. Not poor communication from Kaminsky and Pinataro there, but they end up winning the ball anyway. The ball's played forward to Hamilton and collected by Wegleitner. I mean, Glagosa. My apologies to both of them. Now it's with Wegleitner. He lays it off, blocked by Pinataro there. The younger Dombrowski, little DeBito. Shields the ball out of bounds. We've got about 5 minutes left for Moorhead to try to find an equalizer here for the Redmen to hold on.
Now the Redmen don't want to just hole up and have to play completely defensive for the remaining 4:18 on the clock, but at the same time they need to make sure that they keep in their minds that holding on to this goal is priority and that another goal is not necessary.
It's going to be called a handball on Ryers Gordon. Or Riser Gordon. I'm not sure if it was a misprint or what the correct pronunciation is, so I apologize there. Looks like Kaminsky's going to play this long as 4 minutes left on the clock. Going to need to contest that there. A little bit casual from the Redmen, but good pressure by Bitta to the outside there as Tetley hits it long. Heika, careful not to get caught out there as the ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be a throw in to the Redmen.
Well, now would your man of the match vote be changed to Dombrowski now for that great goal that you just scored?
You know, it's I'm going to go here and say perhaps not, just because there's often an overemphasis on the goals, which, you know, it makes sense because you can't win without them, but I'm sure you can sympathize as a defensive player that the man of the match, the player of the season, the MVP almost always, well, not last year, goes to an attack-minded player. So I'm gonna have to think about this a little bit before I give you a concrete answer there. Because in the second half, it was pretty back and forth. I wouldn't say there was one true standout player aside from that one moment. So maybe he would get my nod for that, just because he popped up when it mattered most. But again, we have 3 minutes left to hang on here. So let's see. Bitta needs to give the full 10 yards here so he doesn't get carded. There you go. Referee backs him up. Ball swung in or faked by Tetley. Leaves it a little short. Good header clearance from Hamilton. Straight up the middle, unfortunately. Pinataro clears to Leogas, flicked on. And Dombrowski finds the ball wide. Can Bitta break here? 4-on-1 from Carthage. Can he play the ball through? Oh, just a vital touch there from the Concordia Moorhead defense. Now Carthage has to turn and face. They committed a lot of men forward on that one. Oh, good backheel flick from Wegleitner. Cleared long by Einerson. And the ball is cleared out shallow to Hamilton. And he finds another newcomer. We have a stoppage of the clock here, it looks like, with 1:57, 2 minutes left. Who's that coming on? It looks like Zach Seamale, freshman forward. And Ryan Crane holds the ball in the corner. Good close control and shielding there. And the ball is going to be out for a goal kick. We got another minute and 45 seconds to hold on to this lead here. Now remember, this is where Carthage gave up a goal in the first half, so they're going to have to be extra careful on their defending here. Ball played up to Wegleitner, cleared out by Kevin Dombrowski. Ball taken by Pinataro. Goes up that left-hand side, plays the ball, cleared up by a Moorhead defender. Leogas is going to let the ball bounce out of play. Good work ethic from Leogas today. He's been hustling hard again. Maybe a bit of a frustrating game for him, not getting the ball as much as he would like in the dangerous positions. 6 goals and 4 assists from an outside mid last year. It's a pretty good return, and I think be eager to add his name to the stat sheet this year. But again, the victories are what's important, and if they can hold on here for the last minute, Carthage is going to move to 5-2, which is a pretty solid start to the season, even though, like I said, I'm sure they'd love to be 7-0.
Yeah, looks like they're going to take it, and definitely some things to be pleased about. Dombrowski still in form, as can be seen. Also some things that need to be worked on, though. Defensively, maybe a little bit more organization, better marking.
Kaminsky plays the ball to Pinataro, splits 3 defenders. The ball pops up, good header win there by Crane. Hamilton takes the ball at the top of the box, played over to Dombrowski. The ball is played straight up in the air with 30 seconds remaining. Hamilton takes the ball. He should shield it in the corner here. Is he going to whip it in or take it back? There you go. Very smart play from the senior there, eating up 10 seconds. Oh, little nutmeg there. The crowd likes that. Well done. Back to Hamilton.
Cheeky play by Hamilton.
Very much. Oh, and there's going to be probably a late card here if they can identify who did that for a very late challenge on Crane. He shakes it off and smiles, though. Looks like he's not too much worse for the wear.
Very cheeky by Hamilton, right between the legs. And looks like the clock's going to run out. The Red Men are going to take it.
Now, there we go. And the clock runs out. Victory for your Red Men. 2-1 at our Keller Field. The Fortress.
The Fortress, that's right. So the Red Men victorious in their first Battle on the Border competition. Like we said, they will be taking on Lake Forest tomorrow. Greg, some closing thoughts? I'd say mine are that I'm decently pleased with the Red Men's performance tonight. It's great to see Debo on the score sheet again. Definitely some things to be cleaned up. Moorhead was by no means an easy opponent.
Absolutely
They
not.
definitely gave Carthage a run for their money. That being said, I think the Red Men do have some things to tighten up, some things that Coach Doman needs to work on before they play Wheaton.
I agree. No, I think they were good value for the 2-1 win. Moorhead did have some dangerous chances there, but you would have to say the majority of the possession and the chances were for Carthage College tonight. And as we did mention, we would like to see a little bit more creativity in the final there. They heavily relied on an individual effort to win the game. And when you have an accomplished goal scorer like Dombrowski, you can rely on that sometimes, but it would be nice to have to have a little bit more options. So we'll see how that goes. But I think they'll be very grateful if this didn't go to overtime. Save those legs for the back-to-back tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. And
the Red Men come to thank the fans here. The crowd showing their appreciation. It's a good win here.
And that's great that Dombrowski has once again come up trumps for the Red Men, but I think what needs to be understood is that come conference time, his name is going to be up there. People, conference teams know about Dombrowski and what he can do and what he has done. And yeah, as you were saying, that diversity and variety in goal scoring is going to be key for the Red Men to be successful towards the middle and end of the season.
I agree. Now, so we just want to say thank you to all our viewers here from Wisconsin, Minnesota for Concordia, and anywhere else here for Concordia, Moorhead. Nice abbreviation there. Maybe we'll add that to the website. But no, we say thank you to all the viewers for your time watching us. So we hope you enjoyed the game, and we'll see you back here tomorrow at 7 p.m. as the Red Men take on the Foresters of Lake Forest.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
All right, I'll probably see you later.